Hello, Capricorn. So I'm doing a Teroscope here for Capricorn. If you're familiar with this channel, and if you're new here, welcome back also. Or if you're new here, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back. And we'll get right into it. So this is High Priestess. This is a card that is all about intuition, trusting your instincts, getting information from your subconscious. When you have a gut feeling or you just know something inherently, that's what High Priestess archetype is about. The fact that it's in the reverse position tells me that there may be some way in which you're not trusting your gut instincts, which you're not following your intuition, or you're having some doubt or fear about what you feel like you instinctually know, or following your intuition. When cards are in reverse, it means that they are in shadow, or that they're being suppressed, or they're like held just below the surface, and usually it has something to do with doubt or fear, I find. How is it that you're not following your intuition? How is it that you're not trusting what you instinctively know? Because there's some way in which that is having an impact. Your old ways of thinking are no longer going to serve you. Swords represent mentality, excuse me, and thoughts. So if you hold on to your old thoughts, it's gonna end up like taking you down. This card is bottoming out. It's coming to the end of a cycle. 10 is a completion. So there's a way in which this is the old you. And this is the old you sort of dying off, and the new you is coming out. You can't hold on to the old version of you. And it's not really, there's some way in which you're doing yourself a little bit of an injustice. If you don't actually follow that or trust it. The world is very, it has certain laws and laws of nature. Whereas if you try to prolong what is dying away, it won't serve you. See, that's also reflected here in the Death card. If you try to keep a rose blooming forever, it's just not going to work. Everything comes in cycles where it's born, it blooms, and then it dies. Both of these cards, Capricorn, are really signs and signals that something is ending. And not only that, but that something is dying. The old you is what I'm getting off of this. That there are certain things that you need to cut away, both in terms of the scythe that Death has here and these swords. You need to cut it away from you. And oftentimes 10 of swords can represent negative thinking or negative thoughts. That's why they're destroying this person. In which way can you let go and transform? Because Death is a card of transformation and beginning anew. In what way can you choose to leave these parts of you behind you? In what ways have you felt like you've hit bottom and you want to move on? You need to follow your instincts, trust your instincts. And you also need to do what's fair and right and just. You can see with both of these women, they're sitting on a throne. They have these purple and blue robes behind them, which is royalty, which often has referred to as authority. She's holding the sword of the truth. It's balance, equilibrium. She has knowledge that is just inherent knowing. So I'm going to say follow your conscience. I don't know if you're doing that, because that's where these cards are in polarity with these cards. These cards are in reverse, not happening. These cards are imminent. These cards are, you can't help but have happen what's going to happen with these. Things are dying away, and you need to trust yourself, be fair to yourself, believe that your inner knowing is correct, and that you can trust that. So yeah, I'm going to say it. And it's a time for transformation. You can't carry those old parts of you into the future. They're not going to be alive. It's like extra weight, and kind of like, dead flower petals. They're not alive. Towards the middle of the month, I see that there may be some way in which you have heartbreak related to someone who is a fire sign. This is King of Wands. This is a fire sign, which is either Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. And he's right next to the Three of Swords. This is heartbreak or betrayal or sorrowfulness. And he's looking straight at this. So I get the sense that he's involved with this. This could be someone that you know from your past. Six of Cups is sweetness. It's innocence, it's reunion, it's childhood. So sometimes this is people that we knew from back when we were children, or this could also just be someone that you feel like a child with. But the sense I get is if there's any fire sign at play here, especially if he's bold, charismatic, does things in his own unique way, be careful of that because you might run into some betrayal, some heartbreak, or it could just be that your focus is on, this heartache, and that you end up confiding in someone who's a King of Wands, someone that you knew from a long time ago. That's another possibility, is that he may be the person that you come together with and share in a sweet, sort of innocent way about this heartbreak. It could also be that this king here, King of Swords, is the person that you had the heartbreak with because he's looking away off in the distance. This is an air sign. Swords represent the air element, so it could be Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. But either way, one of them either feels like you can be a child with them, most likely this King of Fire. Or if that's you, then this could be, you could be not seeing eye to eye with someone that you knew from childhood. That could be a friendship that's breaking up. You're an earth sign, so I don't know that this necessarily relates to you, Capricorn, but you could be very sad about the fact that two friends that you knew from childhood are going separate ways. There's a lot of different possibilities there, but definitely King of Fire and King of Air, those are two signs that are at play in whatever's going on regarding the heartbreak and regarding what you're experiencing this. It's pretty tough too. Three of Swords is a really sorrowful card. It's either happening to you or you're witnessing it. And someone's not telling the truth here. So this is Ace of Swords. This is card, I call this card Truth with a capital T. This is when you have clarity about something. This is when you have victory, triumph. Everything comes into view. Everything becomes clear. The fact that this is in reverse tells me this is deception, or someone's not being honest. The truth is not at the surface. It's being held below the surface, and it's causing dramatic. It's causing dramatic rifts, or dramatic change. It's sort of like saying there's something that is gonna shock your system, or there's something that's shocking. It may be shocking for you to view this, or whatever heartbreak. There might have been some dishonesty or mistruth that led to the heartbreak, and you're still sort of like, your system is a little bit shocked from it. That may have to do with why you feel bottomed out, or why you feel like, that you're at your wit's end. But you may need to let go of that way of thinking about things, because it's not serving you anymore. You need to cut that part away. I'm seeing it as really needing to let go, really needing to move on from your old self, and really learn to trust your instincts and trust that you you have this inherent fairness or justice that's available to you. So, while all of this is happening, this sudden change, this drama, this lack of truth of the situation, there are some rewards to be reaped from it, although you may not see them initially. I call this card Picking Up the Pieces, which is, depicts a figure who's collecting swords from a battlefield, from a battle or crisis that has already happened. I'm seeing this in relation to this tower, because tower is sudden and violent change, and it comes out of nowhere like a lightning bolt. And then after that happens, there's going to be things to reap benefit from that. There's gonna, even if it's a new way of looking at things or thinking about things, because swords represent the mental element, and this could be new ideas, new ways of thinking that you actually pick up from all that has happened. So that's going to be available to you. Make sure that you see that, because this is in reverse. You may think that there's nothing good to have come from this situation, but there is. Make sure you find those gems or those nuggets or those rewards, because they're laying out on that battlefield for you to collect. And this is Knight of Coins. This is going to lead you to become, this is you, Capricorn, for sure. This is an earth sign. So it's the Knight of Earth. And this leads to a person who is very thoughtful or considerate about what to do. They consider the effects, or they consider the impacts of something, especially in regards to how it affects the physical world, their environment, their money, their assets, their belongings, or their values. So what it tells me is that through all of this, you are going to end up being someone who, defends their own truth, Knight of Coins, defends their values, and is willing and considers, will go into battle in the future considering, how is it going to impact me? What's the bottom line? How is it going to affect my values? How is it, this person, Knight of Coins, really weighs things out and really takes a look at things and says, is this for me? Is this worth it? Is this valuable to me? Or is this going to be, taxing me? So I see you kind of going through something, Capricorn, but I do see you as coming out as a knight, coming out stronger. And, this guy's in his armor, and he's not, he's willing to hold things up and consider them carefully before he takes action. So you're going to result in that kind of person. This is after the sun setting. So whatever happens, or whatever crisis you've been through, may have to do with heartbreak, that you come out with like a renewed sense of self and new values of considering, weighing things. And is this worth it to me? Is it something I want to engage in? What's the bottom line? What's going to be the effects? And what do I come out of it with?